The IHSA football sectional draw was announced last night.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to join you a little bit earlier tonight just to kind of set the stage. Mr. Brent Schwanekamp here, assistant principal, Plainfield High School, proud to be broadcasting this game from Plainfield High School and Red Pride Field, where the Plainfield Quakers host the Whiteland Warriors in this Mid-State Conference showdown. I'm joined once again by John Utterback, social studies teacher, volleyball coach, Renaissance man.
Wow.
Joining me tonight for this great night, and what a beautiful night it is, John.
Oh, it sure is. Just looking out across the field right now, and the sun setting on the trees down by the creek. It's a beautiful night. It's a beautiful night. Looking for a great game tonight.
Well, we thought we'd come in a little bit early tonight. We've been kind of rushing into the games each night, and we sit here and you and I sit and chat for a few minutes before the game, kind of get the lay of the land, and we felt like we owed this to the viewers at home and the listeners. If you're sitting around, you've already bought the stream. You've got your.
Well, and I was flooded with requests too that we get on just a little earlier, and so here we are.
Yeah, the pizza is ordered. It's been delivered. You're ready to go.
Yes.
You're sitting outside. So let's talk about tonight's matchup.
Yeah.
The Whiteland Warriors come in from Johnson County after an impressive overtime victory versus the Mooresville Pioneers last week. They were able to best the Pioneers 41-35, and John, that brought up a three-way tie at the top of the Mid-State Conference going into this Week 8.
Yep, it's a good conference, as you know. I mean, there's some really good teams in here, and we've seen it. We've seen teams battle it out all year long, and it's that just goes to show there's some really, really, really good and high-quality football being played, and these teams look forward to carrying that into the sectional coming up and making deep runs.
So we got Decatur Central, Mooresville, and Whiteland all atop the Mid-State Conference. Decatur beat Whiteland. Whiteland beat Mooresville, and Mooresville beat Decatur.
Yeah.
So the Quakers get a chance tonight to play spoiler on Whiteland's desire to be conference champions. If they can get a win tonight, that would probably derail them for sure. So Whiteland is 6-1 on the season, 4-1 on the Mid-State Conference, averaging 34 points a game, defensive average just under 16 points a game. Last year's contest was a Whiteland victory, 21-10 in a real rainy game down there in Johnson County.
Yep.
The last time the Quakers won was back in 2017 when the Quakers won 50-47. So you talked about how good this conference is. It continues to be very well represented in the polls. The Warriors are the number 3 team on the Sagarin ratings, which is the ratings that I care about the most. Those are the ones that are pretty meaningful.
Yep.
Also see Decatur Central and the Quakers in those. The Quakers are the 10th best team in 5A,
yep,
according to the Sagarin polls. Quakers now, after a victory last week at Franklin, have brought their record to 4-3 on the season. 3-2 in the Mid-State Conference. That was a 48-37 regular season victory down there at Franklin last week over the Grizzlies. And the Quakers are hopefully trying to peak right here as we get ready for this big push into the sectional.
Well, that was a great road win for the boys down in Franklin. But as you said, Whiteland this is a really good football team. They're really solid, and the scuttlebutt I got from our coaching staff and talking to them this week is that these guys just don't make a lot of mistakes. And, anytime you're playing a team that doesn't make a lot of mistakes, it's just, as a coach, it's you're always looking for opportunities. And we've been given some of those recently, through mistakes. But I don't think you can count on that this week. We're going to have to play really, really solid football to be able to hang and win with this team.
Well, and I think, Coach Fisher is he's a really strong head football coach. Coach Fisher is in his 30th season overall as a head football coach, his 16th season at Whiteland, where he's 109-66 record. Coach Fisher also had stops in Iowa as well as Cascade High School just down US 40. Coach Fisher is a Mooresville High School graduate, a Ball State graduate, and has been a staple here in the Mid-State Conference for quite some time.
Yep, long time.
They have had a run with 3 sectional titles in 2015, 14, and 2013. In those same years, they were also Mid-State Conference champs. So have had a lot of success, and
yep,
always a great game between the Quakers and the Warriors, and are looking forward to seeing that matchup again tonight. I think having looked at this a little bit of film tonight or leading in tonight, it's a very it looks like about every team I watch of Coach Fisher's offensively. They do a great job with a very fundamental offense. It has, you're going to watch a lot of ball carriers tonight. It's a fly sweep offense. It's based around the motion and a jet sweep. Quarterback is going to be under center. There's a series of bellies and counter plays, and they're going to run the ball a lot tonight.
Well, and if you're fans of college football, right, they remind you a little bit of, like, say, Navy, perhaps a little bit, and defensively, and I always, being a dumb coach that I am, thinking through defensive eyes, it's something that if you don't see it a lot, it can really, really, really play havoc with you. But on the other hand, and the viewers will see this, it's going to look like kind of a little bit of chaos. You're not going to know who's got the ball, and everything happens real fast. But I always tried to, because I'm not that smart of a human being, I tried to simplify it as much as possible and play responsibility football and defense. So and I'll share this with the viewers, but just as we see it, where you can keep it simple with your different position guys, so they only have one or two things to think about, and that's all. Because if you try to stop everything that's going on when you're on defense playing against this, you'll stop nothing. And that'll become clear as our viewers watch that, I think.
Well, I think what we'll find tonight, John, is some of the bigger plays that are going to happen for Whiteland are going to happen when guys don't play their responsibilities. Yeah. When they start worrying about, they got a bit. The fullback had a big run that last run. I know my job is to stop the jet sweep. Well, maybe I should help on that play, and that's when they'll get you.
The words that you don't want to hear coming back to the huddle or during timeout is, I thought. And it's we don't want our guys to think very much at all, and that's the thing that. The word is disciplined. You have to stay extremely, and that's an overused word, but you have to stay disciplined on defense and stay, like I always say, stay in your sandbox and play only in your sandbox. Don't worry about the other guys, but it is one of those things that requires you to block a lot out and tune in to exactly what your responsibility is. And if you can do that, you can stop this thing.
Well, I think one of the things that we know is that, they run an offensive system. They have a plan. They're going to work through the different pieces of that system, and the Quakers' job tonight is to play responsibility football, and they've got some really good pieces. They've got, I'm sure Coach Stewart and the defensive staff has put together a really strong plan.
Yeah.
They've got the second leading tackler in the area in Mason Scott.
Yeah.
And as well as lots of really good pieces, and I think all of those guys playing as a unit.
Yeah.
Getting 11 red hats to the ball on not red hats anymore. They're silver. They got changed the helmet, but getting 11 guys to the football on every play is going to be really important.
It sure is. And Whiteland is well coached, and they've watched a lot of film. They're looking at who has, for lack of a better phrase, a lack of discipline. And if they see guys, even tonight, that's, hey, this guy is he's susceptible to this or that, or they're going to pick on that guy. And they've got several plays, to exploit people that are, for lack of a better phrase, undisciplined. And so as well as we can stick to the plan, I like our chances.
I agree with that, John, and I just think that's one of the benefits for Coach Fisher, a longtime coach who's been calling, and he's the offensive coordinator for this system. He knows the adjustments. He knows that, okay, when they do this, I do that.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very reminiscent of a wing T or any other system offense where coaches who have lived that system, and Coach Fisher's case for a very long time in which he's been very successful, you're going to have the answers. And the Quakers' job tonight is to make him have to go way down that list of answers and be prepared at each and every one of those plays along the way.
Well, the viewers will, it's really cool. The chess game part of it tonight will be interesting to watch. How that gets played out and all that. And switching gears maybe if I may, talking about our offense and tell the viewers about our discussions before the game about what we have to do on offense.
Well, I think offensively the Quakers continue to find lots of success. Juan Nieto carrying the ball has continued to be a bright, shining star. He's got he's got 4 games of over 100 yards rushing. Aiden Moyers is completing passes at a school record pace. He would break the record. He's on pace to break the record for most completions in a season as well as completion percentage. He's got some big-time weapons in BB and Vanderbush and Hessong, and I think the Quakers' job, kind of like what Whiteland does in terms of spreading the ball around and allowing the different parts of their offense to make plays. Quakers need the same thing to happen for them offensively tonight, to let each and every one of their guys cook a little bit and be able to make some big plays for them.
Well, and two things come to mind regarding that. I think our opponents, in this case Whiteland, have to kind of look at that and say, well, can we take everything away from this team? I don't know. So, what they're going to have to take something, or going to try to take something away. Now, if you're going to, commit to taking Nieto away a little bit, well, we've got some really good guys on the outside that can make you pay hard. So it's one of those deals where it may be a situation where they say, we can't stop everything, so let's try to make them beat us, this way. And as you said before the game, no disrespect to Whiteland, but when you look at the levels of their defense, front line, linebackers, and then secondary, where might they not be as talented, and that's what we might want to exploit.
Well, we're going to stop here for the national anthem. If we'll just take a moment.
Coach, I want to say hats off to the guy out there on the bicycle on Red Pride Drive that just stopped his bike ride and completely mid bike ride and took his hat off for the national anthem. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think to have a beautiful night like tonight and to be able to start to play a football game and just an exciting chance to be able to do this once again, and just excited. So thank you for everybody for joining us. If you're just tuning in, Coach Ederbach and I used a little poetic, editorial rights and got this thing started a few minutes earlier tonight. We just had some things we want to talk about. And, so we've already kind of been breaking down a little bit about the Whiteland offense, talking a little bit about Whiteland's defense.
Yeah.
Definitely a multiple front defense. We'll see them playing with both an odd and even front looks, meaning 3 or 4 down linemen. Mm-hmm. They'll play with their outside linebackers almost like defensive ends in some circumstances, and I think that's going to be challenging for the Quakers. They've had to block multiple fronts this week in practice, and having to adjust to those fronts in the fly of the game will be important.
Well, and that's one of the ways that if you're Whiteland, you want to try to take away Nieto a little bit. That's one of the ways you can do it as per the chess match. You give them different things to block, and if you can confuse Plainfield's blocking schemes and stuff like that, then that gives you an opportunity. So it's going to be fun to watch what they try to do and how we respond to that.
Well, when we say take away, in football, you got 11 guys on defense, you got 11 checkers to deploy on a given play, and we'll look to see how many of those guys are committed to stopping the run. We'll see that by the number of players in the box. The Whiteland is been on film a too high safety team, but they have a tendency for those safeties while they're playing at depth to be run support players and come downhill. Franklin also tried to do that last week, and the Quakers were able to throw the ball over their head a couple times to Cale Vanderbush.
Yep. That's a film thing too. I don't. This, and all the coaches out there know it, and I'm not trying to just. You get an appreciation for the amount of time that the coaches put into this on a weekly basis, but the film time, the amount of hours they look at these things, and and so when you watch a game like this is not just drawn up in the dirt. Kind of, it's something that's been planned out, and they've got tendencies on us, and we have on them. So it's always fun to see how that's going to pan out.
I mean, these are long-tenured coaching staffs in the Mid-State Conference. They faced each other. Some semblance of each of these staffs. Some parts of them have been facing each other since 2007, 2006, pardon me. And as a result, they know each other, and they're going to know the wrinkles and the tools in their toolbox they like to use versus each other's offense and defense. That doesn't mean they haven't. Football for both sides have evolved significantly over the course of those 13 seasons, but I think that's kind of, or 15 seasons, pardon me, kind of tells us, be telling to see what kind of new things each team tries to break out tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's talk a little bit. We have a couple minutes still before we get started. You talked about the sectional drawing. The IHSAA sectional was drawn last night, and both having spent some time around my dad, that we could talk about it for 24 hours, and then it was time to move on, and that's the same case. I'm sure, being a Thursday night draw instead of a Sunday night draw like it has been historically, probably was even a little bit more, tricky for the coaches. They probably had told their players, hey, we can talk about it tonight, meaning last night, and then you don't want that kind of distraction on a Friday game day.
No.
But we'll talk a little bit about it tonight. So the Quakers, sectional 13 is a 5-team sectional. It's a tough sectional. I mean, so the Quakers did draw the bye, one of 3 teams with a bye, and then they will play the winner of Decatur Central and Terre Haute North. They will travel to the winner of that game because they had the bye. That game, the bye week would be the week of October 23rd, and then
which is fall break,
which is the end of fall break for the Quakers, which is good. And then the week of the 30th, Friday the 30th, that's when they will play their first game, which would be the second round matchup. For the Warriors of Whiteland, they're in sectional 14. That happens to be a 4-team sectional, and as a result, they also have a bye. And then they will play Seymour in the first round, which will be the week of the 30th. And then they will play the winner of Fort Wayne Community and New Palestine. On the Quakers side, if they're able to win their first game versus Decatur Central or Terre Haute North, they would play the winner of Cathedral and Terre Haute South, which is on the other side of the bracket. For the fans at home, IHSA expanded to 6 classifications in football a few years ago.
That's what I was going to ask.
And so the way that works, they are not evenly distributed in terms of number of teams per classification. And 5A is one where it is odd at times, and that's why you have some 5-team sectionals, some 4-team sectionals.
Did they used to be 8 when back in the day?
Yes. And so the lower classifications, the 1A, 2A, 3A, 4, those tend to be 8-team sectionals still. Yep.
Right.
And so it's you have a round of 8, a round of 4, and a round of 2, and then you go to the regional. So the Quakers are coming out here. The Quakers are 4-3 on the season, 3-2 in the Mid-State Conference. Currently, the Quakers are sit alone in 4th place in the conference. Quakers offense averaging 326 yards a game, pretty evenly split, 137 on the ground, 188 through the air. While the opponents from Johnson County are averaging 388 total yards of offense, 345 yards on the ground, 42 through the air. Not nearly the equality that the Quakers are finding on offense between run and pass.
And that's no secret, though. I mean, they just say, this is what we're doing. We're running the ball, and stop it. Try to stop it.
Variety of running backs. Their lead back is Chase Valentine, 21. We'll be calling his name tonight a lot. The 5'8" senior, number 21, we'll see a lot of him. But because of the offensive system they run, we'll get lots of ball carriers, and we'll try to do our best to keep up as Coach Fisher runs those guys in and different guys get to carry the football. So Coach Brian Woodard's squad looking to get off to a great start tonight. The Quakers, I told you, as I looked at kind of dug in a little bit, they are undefeated on the road this year. They are 4-0 on the road and 0-3 at home. And tonight's a great night to get that turned around for sure.
Yes, sir. Well, and Coach, real quick before I have to do it, I do. The hidden yardage, the special teams, it's been a big story for Plainfield all year long. And it's the other thing. It's sometimes the X factor in a pretty close game is who has the better or who plays better on special teams.
Well, special teams is kind of the forgotten. You think about offense, you think about defense. We've talked about both these. It is. It doesn't. And one of the things you can always tell is the amount of time teams spend in practice on special teams. How they, the importance. What is the team? What does that look like? Who's on your special teams? We see Cale Vanderbush trotting out for the Quakers. We see several starters on multiple different layers of this kickoff return team. And I see Blake Woodard. I see several offense and defensive starters out there going to help us get great field position on this kickoff. Kicking off for Whiteland will be 34 Chris DeWalt, the 6-foot senior. Handles both the kickoff and PAT kicking duties and punting duties for the Warriors.
Well, and I would be surprised if they kick the ball to Vanderbush. I mean, I wouldn't. He's torched several teams, but
I hope they do.
Yeah, I do too. But that's the other thing that it's one of the deals that we have to look for tonight. And in a situation where the offense, that being Whiteland, is probably not going to turn the ball over too much to you or throw any interceptions, how can you get other turnovers? How can you find other ways to exploit, and potentially get game-changing situations? And I think special teams is one of those.
Absolutely, and as we get ready to start week number 8, Quakers are going to look for all the big plays they can find, and I think explosive plays will be a big factor tonight for sure. So here we go, foot to ball, kickoff, a short kick. Vanderbush fields it on the hop, tries to get back to his wall, is unable to. Oh, wait, he breaks a tackle. And Cale is able to get the ball out past the 25-yard line where he's tackled by number 29, Jacob Griffith, the senior wide receiver, runs down the field and makes the tackle for the Warriors. Quakers will start 1st and 10 on the 24-yard line. Quakers break the huddle from their sideline and head out onto the field. The no-huddle attack is a multiple formation. Spread offense. We'll see both 4 receiver sets, what we call 10 personnel, as well as sets that involved 21 personnel with 2 running backs, or 20 personnel, 2 running backs and 3 receivers. Shift to start for the Quakers as Woodard and BB move right to left.
Notice that the defense didn't react at all, and it's a very balanced defense to look at this moment.
There we go. We get a play fake, a bootleg by Moyers. Hits BB out in the flat for a big gain. He's tackled there.
Coach, quick question.
Yeah.
Would you think that the first set of plays here are going to be scripted by us? Or
I don't know how Coach Moyers approaches that. I love to script. I love trying to think about what I wanted to see from the defense, what I wanted to see from our offense, and kind of having a plan. That was how my brain worked. But we'll see here. We got an even front from the defense. Nieto tries the front on 2nd and short and is able to go straight ahead for the first down. Tackle there is going to be number 3. That's Caden Welling, the senior linebacker, is able to stop Nieto for a short gain, but not before he picks up the first down. Quakers go quickly here. They go get in the direct snap, the single wing set with BB taking the snap. Vanderbush in motion. We get the fake. There goes BB straight ahead. He's pulling through. He pulls out of a tackle. BB crosses midfield and almost gets to the 40-yard line before he's chased down by one of the defensive linemen for Whiteland. That looks like
number 90, perhaps there.
I think it's 50, Lenario Green, but
okay.
I'm going to be honest. Yep. Got a lot of hair coming out of the back of that helmet. It's hard to see his jersey number.
Yep. And that was a great call, great play, a little change up, keeping him off balance.
Coach Hoffman giving me a little help from the front row. He said it was definitely number 50. There goes Vanderbush taking the snap. Now he's off and running. He scrambles, picks up the first down, and pulls it out for more than a 15-yard gain.
Now I want to point something out there, Coach.
Yes, sir.
If you watched Vanderbush on that, if you notice, and it looks like we're trying to move pretty quickly here to keep him off balance, 2 contact points hit him, and one was a stiff arm on his part. The second one, he just made a guy miss, and then that bought at least 15 more yards, and that was a great play by Vanderbush. It was nice to see that. Love
extra yards. Love how the Quakers are playing fast, and I still think, I've said this a couple times, I love when multiple guys take the snaps for the Quakers. I think it's a good recipe. Here we go, Hessong in motion, fake. There goes Vanderbush. He's going to try the middle for a short gain. picks up close to 3 there. He's tackled by 55. That's Donovan Plummer, the senior defensive lineman. Stops Vanderbush for a 3-yard gain, brings up second down.
And when you're on defense here and you see all these different things coming at you, it's very hard to like settle in and know what the heck's even coming. And it's staying. They're keeping them on their heels there, and I really like seeing that from the Quakers.
Oh, hard count, draws the defense off, and the Quakers will get 5 free yards. We love that. We said we wanted a statistic to quantify that for Aiden, because he does such a nice job and gets 5 free ones there and brings up second and 2. Love those situations from an offensive perspective, because it gives you, this is a much better play, much better place to make a big play.
Well, in the first series here, we can kind of safely say that the initiative, to use for lack of a better term, is on the Quakers' side. They are dictating.
Oh, Moyers to the end zone. Beebe with the catch, I think.
Yes.
Jack Beebe with the touchdown.
That's great. I'll tell you, the Quakers absolutely had all of the initiative, and they absolutely took the fight to Whiteland on that drive, and it was one of those ones that's perfectly drawn up to the script, I assume, to what coaches wanted to see.
Well, you asked about scripting early.
Yeah.
If that's not a script, he did a great job of calling a great series.
Yep.
Works in to hold.
We'll have to ask him later.
Yeah, here comes Nichols. Kick is up. And it's good.
Would have been good from about 60.
It almost went to the soccer field. Here we go. We're going to show you a quick replay here in just a second of the touchdown. So on the replay, we have Moyers in. He's going to have a deep throw there down to the left corner, and just a nice fade throw. Was able to put the ball over the top there, and there was nothing that the defense could do. He was in good position, and Jack just came down with it for a touchdown.
Coach, what's the key to making the fade pattern work?
It's a timing throw. It's in the shotgun, it's a catch, find the laces, and get it out of your hand. For Jack, it's about patience. It's about setting up the route, trying to get the defender to get that inside leverage, to gain the outside shoulder so that it gives a place for Aiden to put the ball up and over and into the bucket, if you will, on the outside.
Well, and you're putting that, if you're doing it right, which they just did, you're putting that in a place that only Jack or the offensive guy can get it. If he can't get it, then nobody gets it, and that one was done perfectly.
Really, really well done there by the Quakers, and I love to see that, and love to get out to an early lead here. So with just under 10 minutes, Nichols goes to kick off. Deep kickoff, high end-over-end kick inside the 10. Return there, tackled by Caden Vanderbush. So that return was by 21. 21 is Chase Valentine. We said we'd be saying his name a lot.
Yep.
First time the Warriors touched the ball tonight, it's him.
Not a big kid in terms of his, size and strength. Well, I don't know about his strength. Can't speak to that, but obviously an effective kid. If you just look at pure stats, they want the ball in his hands. So
Brant Coons, number 8, the quarterback, junior quarterback, 6'3", 203, comes out to lead the offense here.
Really interesting to me as an old guy noticing that nobody huddles up anymore, and very few people take the snap from under the center. I mean, just
the Warriors will take it under the center more than most everybody else. This play, they're going to be in the shotgun. Coons is in the backfield, flanked by Valentine. We got a shift here.
Shifty.
Here comes the jet motion. Quick handoff there to 32. He tries the right side. He's met by a wall of Quakers. 32 is not on my depth chart, naturally. 32 is Jonathan Crowley, the sophomore wingback. Was the jet sweep guy there, and obviously that was a guy came in for one play. Coach Fisher had it kind of designed probably for him, and Quakers were up to the challenge on play number 1.
Well, I think you'll see this, and I may be wrong, but probably not. You'll see this offense make its yards in chunks. You'll see nothing, and then 15.
There goes Valentine, and here you go.
Or more.
I hate when you're right, Coach. Valentine tries the right side on the sweep. Our linebacker Landon Drennan was blitzing through there and just barely missed him in the backfield, and definitely made us pay for that. So we're going to get a quick replay here of that. well, we're just going to get the end of it here. Good effort by the Quakers chasing Valentine down the field. That was just a simple sweep play from the shotgun. They had a nice job with their wing back, kind of outflanking the Quakers and really pinned us in there and allowed them to get the edge and really outflank us.
Well, you kind of wanted to see, in terms of the responsibilities, I'm sure the coaches upstairs are looking at it and saying, it's whose responsibility was that? How, what didn't happen there? What needed to happen, and how will we adjust to that next time so it doesn't happen again? It's one of those things where you have to be extremely disciplined, and they've got talent, and you can see it right there on display.
All right, here we go. The Warriors again have 34. DeWalt as the kicker. There's the snap and the hold. Great effort by the Quakers trying to get the ball off, block the ball off the right edge there, but we're unable to get it. So the kick is up and good. And with a two-play drive, Whiteland answers the Quakers very quickly, and we're going to be back tied up here as we start again on offense.
Yeah, I think it was Caleb Weigel there, that great effort on trying to block that kick, and that's one of those ones that you can try it 20, 25 times and just sell out like that, and then all it takes is that snap to be just a hair slower or a slight little miscalculation by the holder, and you've changed the game. So I love seeing the effort on his part, and I hope he keeps bringing that.
That the mechanics of snap, hold, kick, if done on time, pretty hard to block.
It's almost impossible.
But basically, defensively, you have to go hard in hopes that it doesn't come off on time. The ball is a little slow on the snap.
Yeah.
The holder fumbles with it. The kicker double clutches something.
Tony Romo.
Right. You've got to go hard each time, though, because you don't. The one time you don't go hard, and I'd love to see the senior Weigel bringing all kinds of work there and trying to block it. So Vanderbush fields it. The Quakers were setting up a right-handed return there, and the kick being deep into the left didn't allow Cale to get the ball over to the wedge. Not a wedge. You can't wedge block anymore, but it was a wall of Quaker blockers ready to set the table for a big return.
Trivia time. What was the outlawed in the NFL or college football? But it was back in maybe the 30s or something. It was the flying
V. Flying
is
V.
that what it was?
Yeah,
where
absolutely.
they locked arms or something? And
not good.
People
literally people died.
People died. Yes,
and that's why it went away.
See, that's the kind of quality stuff you get here.
So here we go. We go again with the same shift we saw early. Snap to Moyers. Give to Nieto. He tries the left side behind Beebe and Woodard and is able to pick up almost 5 yards there. A great run to start the drive. So, the Quakers, again, are going to play fast. They look to the sideline. They get their calls. Now we kind of see, we had perhaps some kind of script, some kind of plan for that first. Now it's chess. Now it's back and forth. How does Whiteland answer, and then how do the Quakers continue to find success? Here goes Nieto again. He breaks through, makes a guy miss in the hole, and is able to stretch that ball out for almost a 20-yard gain.
That's a great run right there. Great effort and great blocking. One thing I'd like to see from Mr. Nieto, and I've noticed it a little bit, is I want desperately our guys to put that ball away and make sure we're not carrying it, out, and we can't afford any turnovers. So let's protect the ball. And that was a great run, but I'd like to see that ball just put away nice and tight, and nobody gets it but us.
All right, Beebe to the top of your screen, Vanderbush and Hessong to the bottom. Give again to Nieto, following the kick-out block by Woodard,
That's a good block.
but is only able to get a yard there. Watching, like we said, Whiteland is strong up front. They're doing a nice job at times. We got Springs coming in off the bench, it looks like, and that means Quakers are going to try to go 10 personnel with 4 wide receivers. We go trips down here to the bottom. Single receiver is Beebe to the top of the screen. You see the 2 high safeties from Whiteland. Moyers takes the ball. He sprints right, looks out quickly, gives the ball to Vanderbush on the quick hitch, crosses midfield, and is probably
about a yard.
Yeah, about a yard, just shy of the first down, and we're going to be third down. Quakers will play quick, bringing in some beef off the sideline, a couple extra linemen, and the fullback Woodard. And here they come to try third and very short.
Well, we've already got them on a quick count before a a long count before. I'd like to see our quarterback maybe and try to draw him off sides. It's a cheap way to get it. But I also think wouldn't be surprised if we're in kind of 4-down territory just right away.
Here we go. Direct snap intended for Beebe. No motion this time. He does go straight ahead.
Yep.
Whiteland does a nice job of 55. That's Donovan Plummer getting in the backfield, but not Beebe's able to get ahead and get 2 yards and get the first down.
I'm encouraged to see the different personnel groupings coming in and out. That means that the Quakers are going to be, again, trying to keep Whiteland off balance with different kinds of formations, different kinds of personnel. The variation is going to cause Whiteland to play slower.
All right, 2 wide receivers to each side, running back in the backfield. Oh,
yeah, ball security.
Ball was
there,
a
Coach.
little bit high. Grant Starnes, the senior running back, 5'5", 155, tries the left-hand side. And, there's probably just some angle issues. Nieto's 5'9", Starnes is 5'5", a little different sweet spot that he wants that football. And but Starnes has done a great job, as a great change of pace back all year, and I'm sure we'll see some big plays from him tonight as we go. All right, so we go an unbalanced formation here to the right. Woodard is on the ball, so is Vanderbush. Here comes Hessong in motion. This snap. Look at the screen, a fake screen to Hessong, back underneath to Beebe, and he's able to find 5 or 6 yards there on the screen pass, and nice job of really having some distraction, some window dressing to set up the screen back across the middle.
That's a tough few yards, but and I would say Whiteland did a pretty good job recovering to that. That could have been a huge play, and they kind of stopped the bleeding on that and were able to track him down in the open field, which is tough to do. Beebe's a good player.
Absolutely. So 3rd and less than 5. Quakers go with 2 receivers and Woodard to the right. Nieto behind Moyers. Hard count. Nobody moves. They look to the sideline. Coach Moyers adjusts the play through Aiden. Give is to Nieto straight ahead. Nice push by the Warrior defense, and he's only able to find 2 yards. Going to bring up 4th down. So decision time here for Coach Woodard. What are you thinking, John?
Well, I'm thinking I don't think he's going to punt. I could be wrong.
This is not punt personnel. This is not our quick kick personnel as I'm watching. We bring in the extra lineman. Golden comes in. We also bring in 50 Connor Riggins. Both of those guys come off the sidelines with Woodard. We got the direct snap set up here to Beebe. We got Vanderbush to the top with Moyers. Here comes, he breaks free. That could be a big play, and he's off to the races and in for the touchdown. That's a 39-yard gain and a touchdown on 4th and short.
That was beautiful. Now, I think what we're going to see here on the replay, Coach, is that when we talk about the box, we have the box packed, and so did they. They brought everybody in to try to stop those 3, but there's only one level there. And just as you see him break through that level, there's no one behind him, and that's the gamble. That's the gamble. And when they packed that box like that, that's if you break through that first level, you can be gone, and that's what happened.
Well, they gambled, and we won that time.
Absolutely.
I think I hope my dad's watching from home. If he does, that was always one of his things of, hey, when it's 3rd and 4th and short, man, you want to stop them,
yes,
but you don't want to give up the big play.
Right.
And by not having any levels or layers to your defense, that's what you saw. And that was a good job by you picking up on that. We knew we were going to see it before we saw it. Once you knew the big play happened, you knew that there was no depth to that defense. And what a play by BB, and a great call by Coach Moyers. Good. That's a calculated risk by Coach Woodard going for it on 4th down. Man, he hit a home run there.
Yep, that was nice to see. And, just like you said, you could almost all you have to do there is make, 1 or 2 blocks right at the point of attack and make those happen. And then, as you said, there's nothing behind it, or maybe one guy, and then you just got to make him miss, and there we go.
I think the safety was at about 4 yards by the time the ball got snapped. So there was
not to criticize, but that wasn't. I'm sure they would, if they had a do-over, they wouldn't do that.
Well, I think the thing that you'll find is that again, Coach Fisher probably, or his defensive coordinator, which is John Preston. They also had a calculated risk, right?
Yeah.
By bringing the 11th guy into the box, that allowed them to try to do it. Man, a high kick.
Well, that's
fielded at the 15. That's 32 on the – oh, nice job by the Quakers getting lots of bodies to the ball. 32 is Jonathan Crowley. We saw him carrying the ball.
I think
on
Weigel
the first
was
play.
there first on the scene.
Yeah, you had Weigel, you had Lucas, and you had I also saw Anderson, 30 down there. Man, a lot of seniors, a lot of defensive starters all running down the field on a kick cover unit, and I love to see that.
Well, if you can get a senior out on special teams, and I always loved having seniors out there as much as I could get them. Those are the guys that may not be in different parts of it, but when they get an opportunity to impact the game, they're going to do it, and love that. Love seeing that from Weigel.
All right, so here we go. We got Whiteland under center. They're going to move the tight end from right to left. That's Max Sullivan. There's the jet sweep. They give it to the second back through, and he's able to get out past the 30-yard line to the 31.
Yeah, it was interesting watching that. It kind of just it's kind of like a scrum. It's just they kind of get pushed at the point of attack with several bodies and just kind of bury them behind all that, and kind of hard to even see who you're trying to tackle there when you're playing defense.
So we've got Whiteland under center most of the time and using a huddle. It brings back it's a back to the future night here at Red Pride Field. All right, they shift again. There goes Sullivan as well as the fullback 33. We got a jet sweep. That's 13. He's going to try the right side. BB in pursuit, hot pursuit, and there comes his teammates, and that's going to be 0
nice.
yards. That's a great
yes.
job. Dalton Murray, the senior wingback for the Warriors, were trying to get the edge, and BB did a nice job of playing through the blocker and pursuing to that back hip. And when the running back tried to throw the brakes on, not only was BB there, but so were some of his friends, and they made a great play.
Well, now, see, Coach, third and a little long is different for this team than it is for the Quakers in respect that, they don't have a strong passing game. It's not what they do. So you get them – I'm not saying they can't pick it up or they don't have plays for it, but it's a little different play calling.
There's Valentine. He goes left. Cuts it back, and he's able to. Herbeck is there to make the tackle, but not before he makes up the first down.
Yeah.
I was going to add to that is that they're probably where some people 3rd and 6 is a pass down for them. 3rd and 6 probably run down. They got a lot of good 6-yard running plays.
Well, and if you want to think about it this way, if you're seeing 3rd and 8 from them, 3rd and whatever, kind of long, you're probably thinking in their mind, what's their best play? That's what you're going to see. They're going to run their best play at that point, the one that they can say, this is going to get me 8 yards running the ball. So if you want to see what they have the most faith in, look at what they do on 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 7.
Shift, a little toss to Valentine. He tries the right side. He's tackled there by Monday, but not before about an 8-yard gain. The Warriors are shifting. They're moving. They're creating some extra holes there, some extra gaps, and that's going to be part of this. I don't know, what Coach Stewart's plan is for that. But you may see some adjusting. You may see some blitzing into that. You may see some slanting up front to try to take advantage of that. But again, that's something that's hard to communicate and get guys doing. Being on the same page. So the Warriors had 3 guys into the boundary. Sullivan moves as well as 41. That's Oliver. They move from right to left. There's the jet sweep. They give Valentine the ball straight ahead. He breaks through, and, man, he's fast. He is out and running and is able to go 54 yards for an explosive touchdown. You mentioned that earlier in that we thought that they would be a big chunk play. And, that might be the Quakers have to, keep them in 3s and 4s and 5s for sure to help keep things in check. All right, so here we go. The Warriors are set to kick the extra point and take to try to take the lead, 13-14. The Quakers hopefully will see Weigel with some good pressure again. All right, so that's up and good, and that takes Whiteland to a 14-13 lead. And so, this is going to be a back-and-forth game. It's going to be a game of big plays. We know that. We knew the explosive plays were going to be a big deal. One of the things that the Quaker offense can do is, they're doing a nice job of earning the field, allowing the Quakers defense a chance to catch their breath. And, you don't want to you don't want a 3 and out, right? You don't want it to go
Right.
quick, and it hasn't so far, and that's good. But definitely in these situations, after getting 2 pretty big haymakers from the Warrior offense, allowing the defense and Coach Stewart to continue to improve on their plans and think about. I see Coach Woodard on the bench right now talking with linebackers, trying to make sure they understand what that looks like. And like you said, we're adjusting to a system offense that does things. No matter how good your scout team was this week in practice, it didn't look like it's looking right now on Friday night.
No, and you would think, this is going to be kind of a grind-out offense at us and just plotting, but that's not what they do. As you can see, what they do is, chip, 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 then home run because they have that kind of speed. And for us on defense, the game will be dictated on if we can stop that big play from happening, that explosive play. It's we got an absolute great chance, but we're going to have to find a way to not let those 50-yard runs happen. And I mean that's obviously that's Captain Obvious there, but.
Quakers offense has to continue to answer. I think that'll help, that keep your defense, because what you don't want is, to give the ball back to Whiteland and now they've got the ball in the lead, and now your defense who's trying to figure things out is struggling a little bit to, you don't want them to have to play from behind. So it'd be great here to come back with an answer. All right, so we have 2 receivers to the right, as well as Woodard set to the right, Nieto behind the quarterback. He tries the right-hand side, a nice run there. He's met by several Warriors, but not before the 7-yard gain. Looked like number 9, Ethan Tanner, was in there to make the tackle.
Well, and I've said it before, but I think it's going to be more obvious as we go through the game. In a game like this of kind of back and forth, that's where turnovers come into the game. Oh. If you just trade points all night long, that's one thing. But if a team turns the ball over, it's huge, as it always is. Potentially that.
Oof. Pressure on Moyers
Wow.
as he tried to get the ball out here quickly to Hessong. Unfortunately, he got hit, but fortunately the ball found its way back to the turf.
Yeah, we dodged a bullet there.
For the Warriors, getting balls that get tipped, balls that got to get in, kind of flying through the air like that one did is a problem.
Yep, sure is. We have to continue to we got to get the initiative back on offense. We can't let the defense dictate to us. We got to go back to what we were doing at the beginning of the game, and we're okay here, 3rd and 4.
All right, here we go. Oh, had that free access to the hitch to the boundary there. The outside linebacker held into the box, but just missed BB to the outside, and the ball goes incomplete. So now it's going to be 4th down. The Quakers are going to shuffle some players in and out. This is the personnel grouping they like to do their hard count and then a punt from, but we'll see.
And Whiteland has to respect that just because of the personnel that we have out there. They can't.
Oh, got it. We have a flag.
Oh. Did time expire, Coach?
Not sure if the play clock reset. I think that's I see the side judge here is doing the one hand raise the roof symbol, which for those people at home, that's the reset the 40-second clock. So that's good. I don't know how, not quite sure what happened there, but I'm glad it did because we didn't want a 5-yard penalty here because now, we're in the place here where it's less than 5, so we get the Warriors to jump off sides or do something silly here, we might be able to get started. All right. Or keep things going, not started, but keep things going. So we have Moyers and Vanderbuscher deep, standing right next to each other in the shotgun.
We're going to try to get Whiteland to jump here and then maybe shift into a punting situation if we need to.
Well, the Warriors aren't shifting anybody back, which is good. Moyers gets a punt off there. It's going to kind of double back, and we're able to down the ball. That looks like it's Hessong right there, just across the 40. Looks like the 37-yard line for Whiteland when they take over on offense.
Still got about 35, 36 yards on that punt. That's not bad for how they're doing it.
That's changing field position for sure. Being in that short punt set, the things have to happen much quicker. You don't get that full swing of your leg. You don't get the multiple steps to catch and kick. It's catch kick, and if you take much longer than that, it's going to get blocked.
Well, and you notice too, Whiteland didn't have anybody back, and that's kind of because they really can't. And we always talk about this. Just the guy catching the punt can oftentimes save you up to a first down. That's a lot of times the ball will go 10-plus yards just dribbling on the ground.
Especially on turf.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here comes Valentine again. He tries the right-hand side behind his fullback after the fake jet sweep. Thought the fullback might have been leaning a little bit in his stance. We'll see if the officials catch him later to having multiple guys in motion. Quakers sure could use a 5-yard penalty to kind of get the Warriors off a schedule. So Warriors go into the huddle. Another thing is quarterback is, Brant Coons. He's putting some mileage on those cleats. He's going over to the sideline. He's getting the call each play from Coach Fisher, and that puts some mileage on your quarterback. Now, they don't ask Coons to run the ball a whole lot, so it's not like he's getting a whole lot of work there. So that probably makes it okay. 13 is the sweep guy. He tries the right edge where he's met by Anderson. The ball carrier was Dalton Murray.
Yeah, and their ability to have success, up the middle like they have, the couple home runs that they have now, that opens up things for them too now on the perimeter. They're going to be able to do some things on the outside now that they might not have been able to do before. And that's as we talk about all the time, the chess part of it. Every move has a counter to it.
All right, so that's the end of the first quarter. We're going to go to a commercial here very quickly, but at the end of one, the Quakers trail the Warriors 13-14.
13,000 feet has a way of testing a man's soul. After all, we were never meant to take on such an endeavor. That long drop is what separates human from superhuman. And here we are, right here, right now.
You're good at motivation, we're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Get back here to Red Pride Field, the Quakers and the Warriors in this Mid-State Conference competition. We've been back and forth in the first quarter, both teams scoring a touchdown. Quakers' last drive ended in a punt, and the Warriors now have the ball on their own 46-yard line. They're trying to get things going here, but it's 3rd and short, and the Quakers defense trying to answer. Have a shift from right to left. That's Sullivan and the fullback moving over. Here comes the jet sweep guy. Ball goes inside to Valentine. He's met by Monday. Man, nice job meeting him in the hole, but a good leg drive by Valentine's going to bring up the first down after a 3-yard gain.
Well, and one of the more technical things, just of observation, we talk about the depth of our linebackers, for example, the distance from them to the ball. There's a tendency, when they're running between the tackles like this to want to creep up and get a little closer to the ball, to the line of scrimmage. But sometimes that can work against you. You don't have as much time to see, you don't have as much time to read, and you can get kind of picked off by blockers quicker, and it sets up some of those kind of home run plays. So I like to see our guys playing at depth and having enough time to see what's going on and react to it.
Absolutely. So here we go. Jet sweep, a little counter back to Valentine from right to left. He's breaking out there. Get another big gain, following his teammate there out for an 8-yard gain. Valentine continues to get yards in chunks and chunks and chunks, and the Quakers have got to find a way to hold him in check.
I'd hate to see his per attempt average right now.
For tonight, it is through the roof.
Yeah.
He's got over 1,000 yards already on the season, 132 carries. He's a big play threat, and he's going to get a lot of carries. But he's for the season over 8 yards a carry, which is phenomenal. If you're averaging 8 yards a carry, the question is, why aren't you carrying it more? Just keep dialing his number for sure.
Yeah.
Warriors go again into the boundary, able to pick up the first down. And it's going to be, as we cross the 40-yard line here. With the Warriors driving, man, we need something to stub. We need them to stub their toe, right?
Yeah, we do, and it's very difficult on defense now as a coordinator, as a coach, to you want to do something, but because you have to read so much in our defense right now, you can't just blitz guys all over the place and stuff. I mean, you can, but you could get burned in it really bad.
Here goes Valentine on the left side there. Got a flag. That's what we're looking for. Do we get a love to see a hold? Love to see something again to kind of stub their toe.
Yeah, I think that might be the first flag of the game of a player infraction. The other flag was just I think to stop the clock a minute ago. Yeah. So we'll see what this is.
All right, we look to the white hat, the referee. He's the one who calls the signals for the referees there. That's going to be a hold. That's a 10-yard spot foul penalty. That's going to move them back. That's what the Quakers needed, right? That pushes them back and gets them off a schedule.
Now, as your dad would say, it makes them run another play, and anything can happen in that other play. The ball could get fumbled. You could get a hat on the football. It comes out. Just backing them up, making them do it again. You can get an opportunity there that you might not have had before.
We don't expect the Warriors. I should have had one more cup of coffee today. We don't expect the Warriors to get, to do something crazy, right? There's a quarterback follow play, able to pick up 8 yards, brings up 2nd and 11. But like we said, where some teams would think, man, this is a play we gotta go deeper in the playbook. We gotta call this pass play, this scheme, this screen, whatever. For the Warriors, that's a running down. They know that their system is capable, and we've seen it tonight on too many occasions already, of 7, 8, 9, 12, 45-yard carries, and we got to keep them in check. So Quakers look to their sideline, get the call from Coach Stewart. It's going to be 2nd and 12 here. Got the jet sweep going left to right. They give the jet sweep this time.
Had
him in the backfield. Here comes Herbeck. He's able to make the tackle down inside the 25-yard line, but not before the Warriors pick up the first down.
Yeah, I feel bad for Jack Beebe there, not to pick on him, but he was in, he knew exactly what was happening, and, he was where he was supposed to be. Might have left his feet, once you leave your feet, you're kind of done. You better get him. And this kid is so fast that if you leave your feet on him, he's going to get around you.
I would add fast and fresh. They're bringing in running backs on most plays, new bodies.
Yeah.
Makes it hard for us here in the press box. There goes 32 in motion again. Give is to Valentine. Quakers are right there, able to put hands on him even in the backfield. And
you're right, Coach. They have so many bodies, but they all look like Valentine.
I know.
It's like the same guy with a different number.
And I think Valentine is he's the lead kind of in the backfield running back. But man, they have a new jet sweep guy. It seems like on every play. Mm-hmm. We see Murray. We see Singleton. 27 comes in. We see 32. That's Crowley. They're all kind of getting some. And I think that's kind of how they do things. They keep those guys fresh by doing it that way.
Yeah.
All right. So Singleton is down here to the right, far right. They got their tight end to the left. Here comes Singleton in motion. They give the ball. He's going to try the left side. Anderson sets the edge. But he's able, running back Singleton's able to dip inside there and able to get a big gain. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 2.
Now, Coach, what kind of scheme or team does Whiteland in an offense like this? What makes this offense stop? Like, what kind of teams really are a bad matchup for them? Are they big teams that just get big penetration off the line or disrupt that kind of?
Well,
what really messes this up?
Yeah, anytime you got to have discipline team, right? You got to have a team who's going to definitely got a timeout coming. Quakers taking a timeout. Good time to take one.
Yeah.
8.5 minutes left in the quarter. Quakers gives them a chance to regroup here. You got to think anytime you're playing a system offense like this, being disciplined is really important. And you got to have guys who are going to win their individual battles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a defensive lineman who's going to be tough for the offensive line to handle, and that allows kind of maybe impacts the interior runs that we're seeing from Valentine. Having good outside linebacker play on the edges to try to see. So it's it's individual guys that are able to fit their role and their responsibility. Mm-hmm. I don't know if there is one answer to that question. I think that's why system offenses are so good. That's it. Their answers. They give you options. Oh, you stop this play, no problem. Or hey, we're going to give you jet sweep and give you jet sweep and give you jet sweep. And the one time you don't do your job, we're going to go score a touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, tonight in Mid-State Conference action, we have 2 Mid-State Conference matchups besides the Quakers. We have Franklin traveling to Greenwood. We have Martinsville just down the road traveled to Mooresville. The Quakers will take on Martinsville at Martinsville next Friday night, pardon me. Also, this was a reschedule, so earlier in the season, Decatur Central and Perry Meridian both were without a game because of COVID, and so they matched up. They played their Week 8 game early, and they both went looking for Week 8 opponents. Guerin Catholic is traveling to Decatur Central tonight, and Perry Meridian traveled to Roncalli, both of whom were also looking for games. All right, so there's Valentine going left. He's going to be close. I think the referee to the top has him short, but I could be wrong. Looks like he just crossed the 15, which is not enough. He has to get almost to the 14 to be a first down.
Well, and in this situation, it's the inverse of what we took advantage of, a little while ago with Whiteland. Now we're on the other side of this. They only need a yard. We can put everybody up there at the line of scrimmage, but that's going to be a risk. It's a risk-reward type thing, and it looks like here we are, but it's a quarterback sneak, and he's still on his feet.
That's a 5-yard gain. They had did a nice job of creating momentum, pushing the pile, and when you've got a 6'3", 200-pound quarterback, you have to think you're going to be able to get that yard, especially if you're under center.
And they have some big guys up front. We're looking at their stats, their height and weight and all that kind of stuff before the game. 6'5" was 3
and a quarter. 325.
That's a big human being.
Yes, it is. I'd run behind him too. So here we go. They just are inside the 10, so it'll be first and goal here when Coons takes the snap. 2 backs in the backfield. Here comes your sweep guy. Quick pitch out there to 33. He tries the left side. That's Landon Wood. That's the other running back. He does a lot of blocking, a lot of leading for Valentine, and gets a chance to carry the ball there, and I think the Quakers got him for a loss.
That's a rare loss. This is the point where, you want to preach in the huddle, you want to preach in the coaches. We turnover here. We need to get a turnover here. Get to the ball. Get your hat on the ball. Rip the ball out. That's the kind of break that we need right now, but we need to create that break.
Remembering that the Quakers started with the ball in the first half, that means Whiteland will start the third quarter with the football. We've got about 6.5 minutes left to go in this first half. Quarterback boots to the right, has a guy open in the end zone, and finds his tight end. That's Max Sullivan. That's his 4th catch of the season, his 2nd touchdown. And they just kind of lull you to sleep, don't they?
It was a great call. I mean,
run after run after run. I could be wrong. Might be the first pass of the night for Whiteland.
I believe it was.
And did a nice job there. And Sullivan, who is obviously does a lot of blocking, is a big 6'6", 230-pound junior tight end, and they were able to find him on the drag route from left to right, and pretty simple play and a well-executed one by the Warriors. There's the snap.
Well, now you have to look at this now, Coach, as an opportunity on offense. Okay, you got 6 minutes. You're hanging. You're going score versus score, trading points with a really good team here. You've done good things on offense, but you can't let this, just like everything, you can't let it get you down. The offense has to have the chin up, ready to go, and take the initiative back and look forward to going into halftime with an opportunity to tie this thing up with a really good team.
Well, I think the other part of that too, John, is just you got to remember your first 2 drives where you went right down the field. You scored 2 touchdowns. You had a big catch by Beebe, a big run by Beebe, but man, Nieto had some good runs. Vanderbush had some big plays. Moyers threw a couple good passes. We got to get back to that version and not the 3-and-out we saw on the last drive.
Yep, and I would love to see us break a big chunk here on the special teams, get the ball, start with great field position. It's such a game of momentum, and when you can break a good return, that can really start you off on the right foot when you do have your offense coming to take the field.
Little gamemanship here. Where the Warriors went out as if they were going to kick from the right hash and then moved it quickly to the left hash. A low line drive kick. It's going to be fielded at the 10-yard line. Looks like that's works.
Looks like they may want to, they're trying to maybe keep the ball away from Vanderbush, or they're just trying to give us a different look. But not bad field position. Not great, not bad. Just kind of an average place to start for the offense. So we just got our work cut out for us with 6:30 before halftime. And like you said, get back to what we were doing. taking the initiative to them, putting them on their heels, and doing what we can do. We are absolutely matching up fine with them in terms of size and strength and all that kind of stuff. So I like our chances.
Quakers come out with their hammer personnel. That's those two extra offensive linemen. Direct snap to BB. He's going to try the left side. That's a really nice block there at the point of attack by Blake Woodard, as well as the offensive line, and he's able to drive it ahead there on the power play for 2 yards. All right, here those guys come running out. We run out some more wide receivers. Moyers is going to have 2 receivers on both sides. Nieto to his left on second down.
And you can see Whiteland is staying fairly balanced there on defense. They're just kind of, being pretty vanilla, seeing what kind of package we come out in, and then just making slight adjustments to it. They're not doing a whole lot of blitzing or crazy stuff up front.
Quick throw out to Hessong. Man, what a quick move. He's a quick twitch guy for sure. Make the guy miss. Able to turn a quick screen into about an 8-yard gain. Going to bring up 3rd and 1.
I like Hessong's his game. I have, he's kind of he's not a big guy, but I think he's a pretty fearless sophomore out there. He's not scared of anything. He's ready to take the fight to anybody at any time.
Great athlete, made lots of big plays as a freshman and continues to do that as a sophomore for sure. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. There's the give to Nieto. He presses it. As you watch from home, that's a zone run where Nieto is pressing the right hand side of the offensive line. Blake Woodard went from right to left and kicked out the left defensive end, which allows Juan to kind of cut that back and kind of wind it back across the center and find those extra yards for the first down.
Man, is that the meat and potatoes of our – if you have one play that could just symbolize our offensive year, you see that play. How many times have they run that, with great success over this past
here we go.
year?
Hessong on the quick screen again.
Nice.
Another guy misses and gets a lot of air, but the Warriors do a nice job of getting guys to the football, and that screen's only a 2-yard gain instead of the 8-yard gain we saw the last time.
Still like what we're doing. The ball's coming, different places, different packages. Whiteland is having to adjust to us, and we're dictating the flow of this series right now, and I like that. I think good things are going to come from it. Low snap.
Quick handoff. Nieto goes straight ahead, picks up a couple 3 yards there. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. I'm watching the safety play from Whiteland, trying to see if there's a spot for a big throw over the top here. We had some success with that last week. I don't see it yet, but they are getting a little bit nosier. If you watch, at home, if you watch those 2 guys on the far left-hand side of your screen, as they kind of see on that play, they backpedaled. They played backwards versus forwards.
Something I'd like to see too, and I think I say this every game, but we've got a 6'6" kid. He's a really good athlete. Cale Vanderbush. What kind of matchup? This game is a game of matchups where. Who can we pick on? Who do we have the advantage with? And that's a kid that, is a throw the ball and he can go get it type guy. And I'd like to see that a little bit.
All right, so we have 4th down and 5. Quakers are going to go into their what amounts to their punt formation at this point. Both Vanderbush and Moyers are back. Moyers didn't back up quite as far that time, but he did. Oh, give to Vanderbush. He goes to the right side. He's got some grass. He's going to have to make a guy miss, and he gets just short of the first down.
By a yard.
He's only able to get 4 when they needed 5 or 5 when they needed 6.
Now that's a gamble. That's a big gamble, Coach, because as I'm sure you're about to point out, nobody likes to punt the ball, but if you punt, with 3:40 left, they've got to drive the field. However, we haven't really stopped them all night, so that's the other side of the coin is why not? Why not go for it? Because we haven't stopped them, and 3:40 was plenty of time. So, if you make that, you look like a hero and all that. But, we're 1 yard short, man. Well,
we can remember back in the first quarter where 4th down, we went for the ball, went for it and got a touchdown. We talked about a calculated risk, and that was, again, a calculated risk, and we got, unfortunately, did not win it. So here comes Whiteland again. That's Valentine. He gets 13 yards. The ball goes out crosses midfield, and goes across the 40.
And stop the clock.
And stops the clock. 3.5 minutes. That's the one thing about this offense. Can't be critical of an offense that's already scored 21 points, but, it is probably not tailor-made for 2-minute drives, the end of the half, in those kind of situations. But they're doing a nice job of getting in and out of the huddle. You'll see that probably pick up here in under 3 minutes, under 4 minutes, and try to be a little bit quicker. Here's your jet sweep guy. Ball's given to Valentine. He tries the left side, cuts it back, but, man, that big offensive line, like you talked about, they're great in push, and they're, even after the initial contact, they're getting more and more yards.
Well, sometimes, we talk about how many keys and reads there are on defense, and you're looking at it. Sometimes you absolutely know what's coming. You know the play. You see it as clear as day, but it's a different thing to actually stop it. These guys are big, physical guys. You've got a small, very, very fast runner, and it's a hard combination to stop. And I think we're struggling with that a little bit right now. I think we're not surprised by what's happening. We know what's coming. It's just now, can you stop it?
All right, wide run. This is the big play in the first drive for Whiteland. Quakers do a better job of defending it there. That was the first touchdown play. Again, just that sweep play. Quakers do better, but not exactly where we want to be yet. They crossed the 30. It's going to be 1st and 10. Under 3 minutes, 2:46 left. Quakers are trying to answer here with a big play. They need to, if there ever was a time to turn over,
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's a bad position to be in when you're hoping for a turnover.
Kroons is in the shotgun. Nice job there by the Quakers.
I think that was Mason Scott.
Probably was. We're on defense and we made a tackle.
Yeah.
Mason's
averaging, 12 and a half a game?
Mason is the second leading tackler in all of Central Indiana. He's doing a great job of leading that defense, and, man, he just makes play after play after play. 87 tackles coming into the night on 7 games, so well over 10 a game. All right, so we go. Whiteland is staying in the shotgun here, 2nd and 9.
Looks like we have a little blitz there, which, again, when you're blitzing.
Got a flag. That would be
an opportunity for us there.
Great time for a holding call.
Sure would. Clock will still run too, won't it, or will it not?
It'll stop to reset, and then it'll go from there. 147. I can't speak highly enough of the young men who are putting on this production. They've got you and I, the old guy, sitting up here talking football, but, man, they're what makes it go. And this group, led by Mr. Abril, our computer science teacher, they've done an awesome job of kind of in a tough spot figuring out how do we stream a game, how do we stream, I think, in the coming weeks, an orchestra concert and a choir concert and all kinds of stuff. And these guys do great work. And
they have been very professional, and they have done a fantastic job kind of. And each week it's gotten better, just their technical ability and with what they're doing and, bringing things along every week. So I'm proud of the guys.
There you go, fake jet sweep. There comes the pass over the middle. There's Sullivan again. The big tight end is able to get behind the defense and score on the 35-yard pass from Kroons. Kroons on the night now, 2 passes, 2 completions, 2 touchdowns.
Pretty good.
Sullivan has 2 catches. He only had 3 coming into the night. Now has 2 more, both for touchdowns. That gives him 5 catches on the year and 3 touchdowns. So he's doing a nice job making plays for Whiteland when they need him to.
Well, when you load, you load up the box and you just get into that mindset of stopping the run, downhill, and then it leaves that wide open.
Well, we continue to talk about how successful this offensive system is for Whiteland. Coach Fisher, you don't just kind of sleep your way through 170 career wins. He's been very successful, and that success, a lot of it, has come from the offense and just come from how he's run a program. They're good on defense, they're good on special teams, and they're doing a nice job tonight, really challenging the Quaker defense, and after a couple good first 2 drives by the Quaker offense of kind of answering the bell, and they've done a nice job since those first 2 drives coming out and answering. Part of their ball control is just going to mean there's going to be less possessions tonight.
Yeah.
The Warriors
should mean a faster game.
Should be. Warriors
right.
have had 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns. Quakers 4 possessions, 2 touchdowns, and so that's going to be we're going to need to get one here and try to find a way in the 81 seconds that remain to get some points on the board.
Well, it's not panic time by any means.
No.
The Quakers, but we do have to answer. And again, it's a broken record, but we cannot if we can limit their ability to take those big chunk plays, that'll be a huge help. So far, we haven't.
Nice job there by number 36 for the Quakers. That's Tony Quinn, the junior linebacker, kind of Johnny on the spot there. Squib kick kind of came right to him. He was dropping, ready to go block, and was able to make to field the ball and give the Quakers good field position with those 81 seconds remaining.
Okay, so now we've got some options, some things to think of. Are we going to put the ball in the air? Are we going to really go into a 2-minute offense here? We've got weapons to do these things, so I'd like to see us answer.
All right, here we go. Moyers looking down the field, finds Vanderbush on the sideline, catches the ball, gets out of bounds to stop the clock. Quakers do have 2 timeouts remaining, but the 10-yard gain I think it's a first down. Yeah, first down is signaled. So we need to move the chains here, men. Hang on a second. Looks like
we might have a broken.
You know what? I was just going to say that.
Yeah. They're supposed to drop those whenever.
Looks like one of the Whiteland players was able to help put it back together. Kudos. I think that was 56 if my eyes trust me there. Ethan Myers, the senior offensive lineman.
He was pretty proud of it.
Maybe he's in one of those engineering classes like we have at Plainfield. I know one of their coaches teaches that class, Adam Webb, their quarterback coach, a college teammate and roommate of mine. I know he teaches their Project Lead the Way classes. Maybe that was you maybe get some bonus points for that fix today. Here goes Nieto out to the left. Setting up the screen underneath. Hessong makes the catch. That would have been one I'd have preferred been incomplete, right?
Stop that clock.
So clock's rolling. We're getting ready to cross 60 seconds here. 1 minute left. It's second down. Again, nice window dressing trying to hit that middle screen.
No, we took a timeout earlier.
Yep, so we got 2
only
left.
Have 2 left.
You don't want to use it just yet because you're not, you don't want to give the ball back for sure. So you got to be careful about your time management. It's a skill.
Well, that's going to stop the clock. But
a little miscommunication there. Moyers thought he was going to go deep, and he went short.
Yeah.
Got to be careful. We got some good inside pass rush from the Warrior defensive line on that one, and it makes it hard for Moyers to really stick in and throw there. But see what we've got here on 3rd down and 11. Clock has stopped on an incompletion. That's 45 seconds remain.
I wouldn't be shocked to see Nieto here. I really wouldn't because, they're playing soft. Of course, I'm wrong, but
Moyers runs out of the pocket, looks for Hessong. It's incomplete. Unfortunately, those 2 incompletions, now the clock is still 40 seconds. We're going to have to punt the ball. I'm guessing we'll go with the full punt unit this time because it's more than 5 yards, and nope, maybe not. Go with our 2 quarterback punt set here. Resets Hessong in a little tighter. Snap to Moyers. Low kick. Hopefully it'll hit and roll. That's great. Shut it down. That's a touchback. Hit the pylon unless it went out of bounds first, which I don't think it did.
No, he's waving. Touchback.
The back judge signals a touchback. Ball come out to the 20-yard line. 32 seconds. They're going to run the ball probably to Valentine if I was them because he has home run potential for sure on every play. Definitely expect to see some depth to the Quaker defense here, some layers like we talked about earlier.
Yeah. Well, and then there's even a danger in that, when you're playing playing really soft behind all that. Then you get him potentially in the open field, running between the layers, and that guy's dangerous no matter where he is. So even though there's 32 seconds on the clock and they're 80 yards away, this guy can go to the house at any time.
Absolutely. So Warriors move Sullivan from left to right. Here's the jet sweep to fake to 13. Give to Valentine. He tries the left-hand side. Clock is going to be. Warriors do not have to run another play. We're under 40 seconds remaining. We're down inside at 15. Coach Fisher looks like he's just going to let it. Yeah, he's just going to let it go. Guys are in the huddle here. Happy with his 2-touchdown lead, his 15-point lead, knowing that he's going to get the ball to start the second half. So, we're going to take a little break for some commercials, but right now, at the end of the second quarter, Whiteland leads 28-13. Both teams head to the locker room to kind of talk things through and kind of make some adjustments as we get ready for the second half. So we'll go here to a commercial.
I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Never miss a big game by downloading the IHSAA TV app for free on any device. For your iPhone or Apple TV, check the App Store. On your Android or Android TV device, load up the Google Play Store. Have a Roku or Amazon Fire Stick? We have the app for you. Check us out on Facebook Live, Twitter, or YouTube Live by searching for IHSAA TV. Or as always, click to ihsaaTV.org for quick and easy access to your favorite IHSAA live and archived events.
Performance from our Red Pride Gates team. Nice job, Red Pride Gates team. Player fans, if you would kindly direct your attention again to center field and cheer on your Plainfield High School varsity cheerleaders as they perform their 2020 fall competition timeout routine. Good luck this season, ladies. Nice job, ladies. Here are some fall sports updates. Boys soccer has claimed the mid-state championship with a 7-0 record in the conference. They finished ranked number 17 in the final state poll and currently have a record of 12-1-4 overall. The boys defeated Mooresville 6-1 to advance to the Ben Davis Sectional Championship game tomorrow night at Avon. Good luck. Girls soccer suffered a tough 1-0 loss to Brownsburg last night in the Avon Sectional. The girls completed one of the best seasons in school history with an overall record of 14-3-1 and a perfect 7-0 in the Mid-State Conference to claim their fourth straight title. Congratulations, ladies. Volleyball moved to 25 with a win last night. The girls claimed a share of the Mid-State Conference Championship on Tuesday for the first time since 2009. The girls play at the Columbus East Invite tomorrow and start sectional play next Tuesday at Mooresville against Terre Haute North. Volleyball seniors Eden Amos, Jaden Ross, and Jordan Pax were all named Academic All-State this week. Congratulations, ladies. Girls and boys cross country compete tomorrow in the Brownsburg sectional. First race is at 10 a.m. The IHSA sectional football draw was announced last night. The Quakers drew a bye and will play the winner of Decatur Central and Terre Haute North on October 30th. That game is on the road. The Quakers will not host a tournament matchup until the regional round. Congratulations to all fall athletes and good luck to those still competing.
Welcome back to Red Pride Field for tonight's game, where we see the Whiteland Warriors in a 28-13 advantage over the Quakers of Plainfield. Want to give you a little bit of halftime stats, maybe some scores from around the conference, and kind of talk about what we saw there in the first couple 5 minutes we have here left. So for the Warriors in the lead, it's been a one-man show.
Yep.
Chase Valentine has 15 carries for 194 yards. That's just under 13 yards a carry. He's got 2 touchdowns. The rest of their team has about 50 yards rushing. He's making it go for them for sure. Just the 2 passes from Coons, both of which are complete for touchdowns to Sullivan. So that's how their offense has been going. For the Quakers, seeing some good production. We've had 16 carries for 131 yards on offense. Beebe had 4 for 65, including the long touchdown. Nieto has 8 for 43. Vanderbush 3 for 23. Receiving, Beebe has the 3 catches for 31 yards and the touchdown. Vanderbush 2 for 18. Hessong 3 for 8. Moyers is 8 for 13, only 57 yards passing. And when you're trying to be balanced, like we are offensively, got to get some more production out of the passing game here in the second half, especially down 2 scores, and going to need the defense to answer here right out of the gate coming off this kickoff.
Yeah, this first possession is going to be, they're all big possessions, of course, but first possession here is going to be very important. It'll be very telling. I'm sure they spent the entire halftime kind of scheming things up, X and O'ing, and seeing what they can do, to stop Whiteland. And it's really the chunk plays like we talked about a lot, and that's the story of the night. And it's very simple now. It's can you stop the chunk plays?
Well, and I think it's going to be getting them off the schedule, playing the going to need a turnover, going to need some big plays on defense, and then the offense, has to look like it did on the first 2 drives and not on the last 3. And I think they can. I think they definitely are capable of that. And I hope we see that here right away in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's not a situation where, we've played in games, we've coached games, we've even commentated on games where we're really overmatched, personnel-wise, and it's a matter of can we hang with these guys? And this is not one of those games, in my opinion. You don't look at physically. I don't think that it's like we're overmatched. It's just it's a scheme thing, and it's a one kid who is really lights out fast, and we just haven't been able to adjust to that defensively, and then. Offensively, we had a couple of just not great possessions, but we had a couple really good ones as well. So, I think really, you got to hang this one, or we got to say, this is really a thing where if our defense steps up, we got a fighting chance here, and we know our offense can score. So that's what Unfortunately, the pressure is going to be on the defense here.
Absolutely. So, just give you some halftime scores from around the conference and just kind of in the area. A couple big scores. Lawrence North is up 13-0 on Center Grove, who's the best team in the state, I think, but kind of in everybody's opinion. So for Lawrence North to be answering the bell like that, that's pretty impressive. Avon is up 14-0 on Zionsville. Brownsburg up 21-0 on Noblesville. So Brother Danny's team is off and doing a good job up there in Brownsburg. I think that's a home game for them tonight. In the Mid-State Conference, Greenwood is leading Franklin 21-7. I have Mooresville up 28-10 on Martinsville. We have Guerin and Decatur, with Decatur up 15-8, and Perry Meridian is trailing Roncalli by a score of 41-3. So that game, Roncalli is clicking on all cylinders there for sure. So we're going to come out here. We're going to get a possession for Whiteland right away. Maybe an opportunity. This might be a place. We talked about kind of calculated risk. This could be a place where, do you try a pooch onside kick, or one of those kicks that kind of gives you a chance to maybe recover the ball and not kick it deep to Valentine.
Yeah. At this point, like we said before, we're not in a desperate situation, but you're close to it. So now might be the time to take a couple. you can't say the Quakers didn't take any, risks. I mean, we went for it on 4th down, got a touchdown, went for it again, and we're 1 yard short. So it's not one of those type things. But I think we're at the point now where, we may need to do a couple of things to change the momentum of the game. Unfortunately, we're kicking the ball here, and I don't know at this point what we can do defensively to do those kinds of things on defense. I mean, like I said, the offense from Whiteland does so much dictating to you that it's not just like you can just blitz everybody and that's the solution. They'll make you pay hugely for those things.
Well, and I think the thing that we continue to find is just, you got to find a way to stop them. And right now we haven't. So I don't know if Coach Fisher's listening to us, but he's got 10 of his 11 guys within 20 yards of the football here. They're all kind of moved up in case the Quakers try something unusual here. Deep
kick,
kickoff.
yeah.
That's a good decision.
Well, if you look at the wind and the flags too, you got a nice 10 knot wind at your back, and why not just you got a kicker with a big leg. Don't give him the opportunity to do anything. You just throw that thing up in the air and let it ride, and he did a nice job.
20-yard line is that's a shoot. The Warriors have been able to earn the field no matter where they get the ball tonight, but we want to make them have to earn every yard, and hopefully
Valentine gets tired.
Should be. He's got it almost 200 yards rushing.
Maybe he's just too tired.
You made me run 200 yards. I need a nap. All right, so the Warriors come out. Valentine is not so tired that he can't come out for the first play, unfortunately, but he's there behind the quarterback, Coons, and he's there. Got a shift again. There's Sullivan, the 2 touchdowns in the first half. Jet sweep. Gives it to 13. This is the play. That was the first play of the game as well, with the jet sweep that kind of tried to hit up underneath there by design. That's the way they blocked it, and Murray was able to pick up about 6 yards. All right, Coons went and got the play from Coach Fisher back in the huddle. They break the huddle with 20 seconds to go on the play clock.
Well, the Quakers have to stay disciplined here and not start guessing, not start trying to play, like I said before, outside of your own little sandbox. You got to do your job, read your keys.
There goes Valentine. He tries the left side. Quakers are there and answer right away.
That's nice to see.
That's a great job. So it brings up 3rd and 2. That's a nice job by the Quaker defense, and, just need to continue to do that, over and over again, and that's the part of playing defense. You got to be right every play. Mm-hmm. As an offense, you just have to be right 1 out of every 3.
Right.
And if you do that, then you get another first down. But defensively, you got to be perfect all the time. That's why why I like calling the offense. All I had to do was be 1 out of 3. It's like being a baseball hitter. Get you in the Hall of Fame. So here we go. Jet sweep from left to right. They give it. Oh, looked like the ball was a little bit loose. We got a flag. I hope on the Warriors, because this is a big play. Herbeck is able to eventually make the tackle, but not before a 25, 30-yard gain.
Yeah, the referee is waving everyone back.
Perfect.
So that's a fortunate thing for us. So you're looking now like probably 3rd and 8, but, we said before, all they're going to do is run the ball, but we've been proven wrong twice because both of those have been for touchdowns. So, from the defensive standpoint, you got to. Well, I said 3rd and 8. I was way wrong.
Well, it was a spot. It was a spot holding penalty that was in the back. So it was 3rd and 1 or 2, and now it is going to be.
That's much better.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 3rd and 16, and the Quakers need to keep everything in front of them. And, I would look to see where Valentine is, A, and B, where Sullivan is, number 1, the big tight end, seems to be a favorite target. So we got a bunch of receivers to the left.
Encourage Hunter Herbeck to stay back and stay disciplined, which
there we got another hold.
Yep. Let him run and let him get tired here, and then because I think he's coming back.
Yep, Valentine goes the distance, but it's going to come back on a hold, I think, at the point of attack. It's a lot of running there. You were worried about him getting tired. That was an 85-yard touchdown run, but unfortunately for the Warriors, it's going to come back. Looks like there was a hold there at the point of attack. And so it's going to be back. It'll be half the distance to the goal from there. It's on the 8. The flag is on the 18. It'll come all the way back to the 9. That means it'll be 3rd and 21.
We haven't seen the Warriors punt tonight.
I really would like to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you can't ask for much better than 3rd and half a football field. So that's what we got to be able to stop this, and hopefully we make them punt. But
my brother-in-law Nick Tabacca is the offensive line coach at Wake Forest University, playing the ACC. And last Friday night, they were victorious over the Campbell Camels.
Oh.
But in that game, the Wake Forest was able to go the whole game without punting. It was the first time in school history that they were able to do that. And really proud of my brother-in-law Nick and my brother Danny and all their successes as coaches, and wish them luck. Wake is on a bye this week, but we'll play Virginia next week. Oh, here comes a jet sweep there from left to right.
it would be better to even see a fumble. That would be icing on the cake to this drive.
I will take that outcome, though. So there we go. That's just what we needed the defense to do, right? That's just what we wanted them to do coming out of, we've pushed them back. They started on the 20, and now they're back on their own 13-yard line. It's going to be 4th down. Here they come out to punt.
This is an opportunity. We've been joking around a little bit, but, I mean, this is our returner is standing, on the opponent's side of the field. That's always a great thing. He's got his heels on the 45. Need him to catch this ball, and if we can advance it, we've got the initiative back, and we've got a flag here, Coach. Might be a time.
Dead ball.
Yeah.
It's going to come back. That'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Now, anything can happen here. The punter's in the end zone.
It's an interesting punt formation. This is
Spread,
not traditional. They got 3 guys ready to cover the punt here to the far right. They've got a 3-man wedge there to protect, a group of personal protectors. The remaining 4 guys is the snapper and 3 kind of lineman-type guys there. High snap. DeWalt's able to field it. The ball.
Get our guy.
Bounces off our guy. Takes it was a horrible low kick. They barely got back to where they were trying to get it, and that was the turnover the Quakers couldn't give up. And man,
for the folks at home, what happens when the opposition punts the ball? If once it touches one of our players, it's a live ball, and they can get on top of it and then recover the fumble, recover the ball, which is what they did. And that's a tough one on our guys. The ball is not doing what it traditionally does. It's you want to make sure that the guys are aware of where the ball is, but that thing came out low and hot, and it was on them before they could even really react to it.
I was going to say that same thing. The trajectory the ball was on did not allow them. Now here's a big play. The Quakers are going to have to. There's a jet sweep to 32. He's going to go left. Anderson tries to set the edge, is unable to, and they get the and that's what I was afraid of. Coming off a turnover, getting a big play like that, and the Quakers could have had the ball on the 35-yard line or so, and instead, here the Warriors are about to cross midfield and are on the move once again.
That's just, there's no other way to say it. That's just a killer. And the challenge now is to regroup and, coaches, players, everybody you have to put it behind you and get up there. And I know it's a cliche, but you've got to get up there and start playing right now or it will get behind you really, really quick.
Valentine tries the left side. Big surge by the offensive line crosses the 50-yard line and picks up 4 yards, going to bring up 2nd and 6. But, it's like most things in sports and life, how do you react?
Right.
Bad play happens. How do you react? The Warriors did a nice job of reacting to that good play and having that good opportunity, and the Quakers now need to react in a positive way and need to.
They talk about kind of everybody's got a plan so you get hit in the mouth. That's a Mike Tyson quote, Tyson. That was more like a sucker punch.
Yeah. Here we go. Sullivan shifts from left to right along with the fullback. Here comes the jet sweep. There's 13. He's going to get it. It's going to be a really tight jet sweep. And I think that's one of the things that's unique about Coach Fisher's offense is, jet sweep is usually a run to the sideline, hang a left. And in this case, it's they're looking intentionally they're blocking it with the idea of cutting it up there.
Well, now that I've seen it a little bit here tonight, and I'm watching the linemen in terms of my keys and just looking at them, they fold block that, which is it's not like a pulling guard that gets out on the edge like the old Green Bay Packers. It's a guy who kind of only crosses over one lineman. And I know it's kind of hard to explain, but you can see what they're trying to do with that is get it up in between the tackles almost.
There's the flip out there to Landon Wood. He tries the left side. Is able to pick up 4 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 7. Been a long drive. You know, we're already at almost at 7 minutes, halfway through this quarter, and we've got Whiteland has had the ball the whole time so far.
Yeah,
John.
and that's again, you know, that's good on their part. I mean, they're eating up all that clock, and you know, that's keeping our offense off the field.
Here we go, the wide sweep to Valentine. He goes right. There's Vanderbush there to tackle. Oh, no, he pulls out of the tackle by Scott, and it takes Herbeck to clean up what his teammates started. And but, again, another big gain.
For 5'8", 158 pounds, this Valentine kid is a tough kid.
He's a really good running back.
Yep.
I mean, he has good burst, really good vision. I like him on the perimeter. I like him between the tackles. I think – you know,
he doesn't. You know, he's not going down after first contact. You know, if you watched it all night, he's broken tackles and time after time. I mean, you know, the kid's a really good player.
And they're going to keep handing the ball.
There's
I think
that
that's
full
for
block.
sure. Oh, fake! The fake to Valentine this time. Kuntz tries the middle, probably trying to give Valentine a chance to catch his breath. He's been running the ball a bunch here, and but. Not super successful there. Quakers able to hold it to just a 1 yard gain. Going to be 2nd and 9. Quaker offense is going to need to warm up again, I think, after halftime. They've been yet to get on the field. We're down under 6 minutes, and that's, again, the methodical nature of this offense. They're earning the field. They're kind of taking the will out of the Quakers here, and they definitely need to find a way to kind of dig in and hold them out.
Taking the play clock down to, you know, inside
There's
5
the
seconds
jet
every
sweep.
time.
That's Crawley, I think. 32. Yep, Jonathan Crawley. All right, going to have an offensive lineman. 56. Don't see that a whole lot. 56, Ethan Myers, the senior. That's the 6'5", 325-pound guard. Just jogged over the sideline and told Coach Fisher something. I'm not quite sure what, but kind of maybe watch him here. Maybe he sees something. He's telling him, hey, I got this guy, or hey, we can do this or that, based on how the Quakers have reacted.
Well, believe it or not, though, we got third and long, 3rd and 8. You know, we got an opportunity here. We got to get a stop here, and then
there's the flip.
Pass. Pass again. That hit the ground.
Oh, I thought it hit the ground too, but telling from the reactions of the Quakers who were right there on the spot, I didn't see anybody throwing a huge protest. 29, Jacob Griffith catches the pass from the fullback. That's 33, Landon Wood on the trick play. Nice execution there, and that brings the Warriors inside the 5-yard line all the way down to the 2. Quarterback sneak from a couple yards out.
Looks like he's short by about 6 inches or so. You know, Coach, I want to say, too,
touchdown.
The secondary there, you know, they're gonna, you know, they've thrown 3 passes and they've all been big. But in their defense, those guys have had to be run players and run support players because, quite frankly, we haven't gotten it done up front. We haven't, you know, they're running. Valentine's running in the secondary most of the night. So, you know, when you're time after time after time coming downhill to support the run, it sets up that pass over the top, and it's very difficult to make that adjustment as a corner, as a safety. You know, it's a different mindset, and that's what that offense can do to you.
Well, I'm going to revisit back to our discussion about, you know, responsibility football and everybody on a defense having, you know, doing their job. And And what happens in those situations where it's been a grind, it's been a heavy dose of Valentine, who's, he's well over, 20 carries, 200 yards at this point, and, you're wanting to be involved. You're wanting to try to help. You want to be the solution to the problem, and when that happens, a trick play like that, a halfback pass, or even just play action to the tight end has been successful, and that's because, defensive backs are humans too, and they're trying to find a way to help, and I think that's what we saw there. And I'm sure they've heard all week from Coach about what their responsibility was. And they're not doing it to be malicious. They're not doing it to be wrong. They're doing what is human nature, and that's what Coach Fisher's counting on them to do, and that's why he called that play there.
Well, and then now you're thinking, okay, put it on the other hat. What kind of opportunities can we manufacture here? Even on special teams, what do we got in the bag? Can we run a reverse here? Is there anything that we can do? Why not at this point? If we have those types of things, I wouldn't be surprised to start to see some of that if that's available to us.
Vanderbush picks the ball off out the hop. If he can just get through the first wave there, he's able to get the ball out to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, he never got the opportunity to get at full head of steam in the open field. When he does that, he's tough to handle. That just never materialized there.
All right, so the Quakers get some play, or get some coaching there on the sideline. They jog out, and this is going to be the first play for them of the second half. There goes Nieto. He tries the left side and is short. Brings up second and long. The Quakers, at this point, they're trying to find a way, just trying to find a way to get a spark. Like you were saying, what do they have for that? And they got guys standing on the field, in formation right now who can make those happen. Here, Moyers fumbles the snap a little bit. He has to move. And he's brought down in the backfield. That's a sack for 55. 55. That's Donovan Plummer. The timing was off with the snap and the fumble there, and Moyers wasn't able to get back on track.
Yeah, and if you're looking at Whiteland's defense right now, if you see them, and they're just being very vanilla because they can be. They don't have to do much. They only have 3 down linemen up front, so that they're in a much more of a cushion situation, as they should be. And they put us in a third and a long way, and we got to find a way to make a play here.
Moyers comes up in the pocket. He works to his right. He's got Nieto in front of him, picks up a block, goes to the sideline, and gets a flag. Just what we needed. Late hit, was able to extend the Quaker drive. It's 3rd and 17. He scampered, probably got 12 or so of those yards back. And the penalty was just what we needed to extend the drive.
Hey, and any way we can get it, at this point.
Absolutely, we'll take it. And nice job, good presence and patience there by Moyers of working up and out. And good job by Nieto trying to get a block out in front of him once he realized his quarterback was running.
Yep.
And nice job.
Well, and it's important to keep in mind, coaches and players alike, that you're not going to get all these points back in one drive, or in one. You can't go full on panic with this. We got to manufacture a drive and then go from there. I know that sounds cliche, but it's true though. You kind of get in that mentality of like we got to do everything right now this second, and that's not true. We just got to make this play and execute this play.
All right, quick throw over to Vanderbush on the right side. He's able to pick up 6-7 yards there and bring up a 2nd and 3. Love this situation. 2nd and 3, great time to take a shot.
Now the ball's moved. We got if you noticed, it's a game of momentum, and we've got a little momentum.
They want to be able to get that one at Martinsville to end on a good note, and then they start preparing for the sectional. And they want to have success. They want to be as healthy as they can be. There we go. There goes BB again. Nice catch. able to get 13 yards and get into all the way down to the 25-yard line where it's 1st and 10.
Really good athletic move after the catch. He put his hand down for the spin, and he planted off his hand on the ground and was able to accelerate off. It was pretty cool to see. That's a good athlete right there.
All right, so that'll take us to the quarter. We'll continue to talk fall sports for a little bit.
Sure.
We got the girls soccer team unfortunately suffered a tough 1-0 loss to Brownsburg last night in the Avon sectional. Girls completed one of the best seasons in school history, overall record of 14-3-1.
Wow.
And a perfect 7-0 mid-state conference title, and that is their 4th straight mid-state conference title. Quakers continue to have a lot of success in the mid-state conference in all sports. And this is an important game in that too. The Quakers trying to, the Quaker football team wanting to finish as high as they can. Quakers have had a lot of success in both the girls, the boys, and the overall mid-state conference trophies, and we take a lot of pride in that at Plainfield.
I was just about to say that. That's a very important thing for not only our athletic department but for our school. Every single year, it seems as if we're in the running for that all sports trophy and that title, and it's something that we're all very proud of. And I think it's important just because we're not a one-trick pony type at Plainfield. Some schools are where all they are is a great football team or a great basketball team. We have success across not only different sports but boys and girls across all of them.
Absolutely, we see winning seasons all the time from all of our sports, and that's a tribute to our strength program with Coach Vanderbush, to our student athletes, to how hard they work both in the classroom, at practice, in the off season, all those things to be prepared.
Yeah.
Hey, just a quick note. We apologize. Had a little bit of technical difficulties, and we were down there for just a second. We'll recap the girls' soccer season in case you missed that. We'll come back to that in just a second. But first, we got Moyers taking the snap. A little wheel route out of the backfield for Nieto. Covered well. Vanderbush does a nice job in the middle, making a catch for the first down.
This would be an important thing. I mean, if you just kind of put the score out of mind for a minute, just the fact that for the program, for the boys, for the coaches, this is an important drive for us. And if we can get a score out of this, it helps in a lot of ways. I mean, it doesn't make everything right for the night, doesn't make everything better, but it certainly would help, morale-wise and with the guys and the coaches and all that. So we'd love to see our guys get in the end zone here.
All right, Vanderbush and Hessong to the right. There goes Nieto. He tries the middle. Picks up a couple yards there, going to be second down. We were mentioning before that the girls' soccer team, unfortunately, their season ended last night with a 1-0 loss to Brownsburg. That was in the Avon sectional. Girls completed one of the best seasons in school history. They were 7-0, a perfect 7-0 in the Mid-State Conference. That's their 4th straight title overall with a record of 14-3-1. But a great job by ladies. Tons of success for those ladies, not only on the soccer field but in the classroom. Some of our best and brightest as a part of that program.
They sure are. Good kids.
Oh, man, we got a couple, National Merit semifinalists in that group. All kinds of really great young ladies, and always seem to have a smile on their face in the building, which I always like to see that from our students. Nice job by Moyers there with a scramble to the left.
Yep, good decision. There was, everyone was covered, and if you could even see it there on TV, there was a wide open lane there to the left, and he did a good job not trying to force anything to where it didn't belong, and he just takes what he can get. Got us about 8 yards there, and we've got a 3rd and short. Obviously, we're in 4-down territory, and got an opportunity here to put 6 on the board.
All right, so the Quakers bring in those 2 extra linemen. Out goes Nieto, and Hessong. BB is all by himself there. Nice job by the Whiteland defensive line. Holy cow, 55. Donovan Plummer just knifed in there to take out BB's legs and brings up 4th and 4. 4-down territory. Quakers look over to the sideline trying to get the play. Got 20 seconds left on the play clock. Plenty of time. BB looks. Maybe we'll see something a little bit. Oh, we get a shift. They're going to bring all those guys that were on the right to the left. Whiteland tries to adjust quickly. Here we go. BB into the boundary. Dives forward.
Going to depend on the spot, Coach.
I don't think we got it. I don't think we did. He tried the left side and just came up about a half a yard short. And so now that we're under 10 minutes, unfortunately, Quakers aren't able to find the end zone again, and Whiteland is down here going to take over inside their own 10. Well, I'm going to jump to a sport that's near and dear to your heart. The volleyball program moved to 20-5 last night with a win. Girls claim to share the Mid-State Conference Championship on Tuesday. That's their first conference championship since 2009. The girls play at Columbus East Invitational tomorrow, and then they'll start their sectional play next Tuesday at Mooresville versus Terre Haute North. Volleyball program has done an awesome job. Coach Pax is a first-year head coach. Was able to find some assistant coaches, including yourself, and between you guys have done an awesome job with a great group of ladies to get a conference title, to get the first one since 2009. That's a huge accomplishment for the program. And
thanks, Coach.
Just great all around.
Well, it's fun. This is my first year coaching volleyball as well, but it's a great group of kids, fun to be around every day. They work hard, and it's anytime you get a group that's really hungry like that and wants to work hard, it's fun to coach, no matter the sport. And a good year, fun year. Get a chance to play in a big tournament down in Columbus tomorrow. It means all ladies that are listening on the team, they need to be in bed early tonight because we got a long bus ride. It's 0 dark 30, and we're going to play some really good opponents. Avon is in it. They're really good. They've got an outstanding program there, and it's always, kind of a nemesis for our programs is to get through Avon, and we'll see them in the sectional as well. So it's a great chance for us to maybe get some wins tomorrow, but to also kind of tune up and get ready to go for the sectional. Fall is a great time of year for, at this point of the year in fall sports. We're so lucky to be able to even play, even on a night like this where we're kind of taking it on the chin. You think about it, back in the summer, quite a few people didn't think we'd get any of these games in, and here we are on a beautiful Friday night with these great kids, and they're out there competing hard, and it's, we're just, pretty blessed and lucky to be able to do it at this point.
Well, you're getting a unique opportunity with volleyball. You get an opportunity to coach your daughter.
Yeah.
And, I think that's kind of a unique situation. I got the opportunity to play for my dad, but, kind of maybe talk from a dad's perspective. How's it been to coach your freshman daughter this year?
Well, I learned a lot from your dad, and he told me about the importance of Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving years from now that you definitely want your kids to come back to Thanksgiving, so don't screw them up. And that's always kind of been my mantra with that is, to not mess them up, to not, there's a lot of ways that you can make a kid hate sports. It's hard to make them love it, but you can sure make them hate it. So do no harm is the first thing, but it's been really fun. Sometimes she even listens to me, and it's she's had a pretty good year, but we've had such a great group of senior leaders, and Jordan Pax and Gracie Brackney and Jaden Ross and just Eden Amos, and it's been a great group of girls for her to emulate and see how this works at the high school level. And quite frankly, it's been tough too. It's a grinder of a season. A couple weeks ago or so, all the sports you realize it as a coach, but the kids, coming in as a freshman, it's like you practice every day and you play games throughout the week, and sometimes you're not getting home till it's tough to get the books done and all that stuff, and it's definitely a grind, and that's been a big adjustment for her. But she's had some great role models, and I'm really proud of them all. And we've got, just like football, we've got a heck of a tough sectional to get through, but if this is the year that we can do it, I think, we got to have a few things go right, but we're looking forward to the challenge.
Well, John, I've been super impressed. I was able to watch you guys win the conference earlier in the week, and just to see you guys compete. Like you said, you have some awesome seniors, I really love my opportunities to talk to them in the hallways and see them. They're always such great young ladies, and I'm glad your daughter's learning from them too, but your daughter's also lucky to have a great mom and dad. I think that doesn't hurt her chances to be successful as well.
I appreciate that.
Well, and I've known your wife since I was a second grader, and we were in school together. And she's a wonderful wonderful lady. And I'm glad the opportunity that your daughter gets to get coached by your dad, because it's special.
It is,
and it's something you always have. So it's really
I'm proud of them all, and also and Piper Hessen. I got to say a quick shout out to her and her family. She a setter in volleyball is kind of like a quarterback on a football team or a point guard in basketball, and she has never done that before. Not really. She hasn't been a setter, and we had to. She's a really good athlete, got great hands, and everything kind of goes through the setter. And she has. You would have never known it watching her. I think she's going to have, I don't know, a crazy number of sets and assists this year, and that's just quietly. She comes out and works hard every day, and she's just a great kid to have around. She's never complained, and done a heck of a job. So we're really proud of Piper Hessen as well.
Uh-oh.
As if he needed some more yards.
Valentine is, I don't know what the Warrior single game rushing record is, but he's sure going to have got to be close to that. Big play there for him, and the Quakers are, not on the right side of where they want to be. Obviously not what they were looking for tonight, but it's one night.
Yeah,
and the Quakers, it isn't the last night. They're going to get a chance to regroup and have a good week of practice and prepare for Martinsville.
Yeah.
And then they get 2 weeks to prepare for the sectional, and that's important. You're by having that bye week, you get an extra week of practice. This is a great coaching staff. I'm confident that they'll get their guys where they need to be, and will use that for sure to their advantage. Having that extra week of preparation, while whoever they're going to face is going to have to have a game in the interim. Hopefully they'll stay healthy and get healthy over the course of the next 3 weeks too. That's all those little pieces kind of play a factor in getting right for sure.
Well, and we talked in the other sports when we were kind of recapping the things about seniors, and that's one of the things I learned through coaching and as well, is that on a game like this, yeah, it's tough. Like you said, it's a one-night thing, but this is a kind of a game where you can at least take some solace, and then you look at your seniors and you say, guys, you want to thank your lucky stars that this isn't your last game. This isn't how you have to leave your mark here is in your last game. So thankfully, you just kind of we've all been on the wrong side of these type of losses in life before, and you lick your wounds a little bit. You come in on Saturday, you go get your treatment and all that kind of stuff, but you've got another game to play, and that I can't overemphasize that or emphasize that enough. Sorry, and they've got another chance. They don't have to end on this one, and this is one that they just better put behind them as quickly as possible and move on.
All right. Well, we got just under. We're just hitting the 6.5 minute mark to go here in the fourth quarter. These last 6.5 minutes will go a little quicker because we do have a running clock as the Warrior lead exceeds the 35-point at this point, and that means we'll have a running clock. We'll get the Quakers back out here. The offense trots out. They go 4 wide receivers, Nieto to Moyer's left. Again, trying to find some positives, I'm sure. Trying to get a big play would be my guess. Finds the second level throw to Hessong, and he's slung around and thrown out of bounds, but not before he picks up the first down. Quakers are going to play fast, it looks like.
Well, and these guys, they've got a tremendous amount of pride. You put so much work into this that you're not just going to, even if the score's out of reach like that, they have they got pride, and they're not going to just lay down here, and they're going to compete until the final seconds tick off the clock.
So we did say that that is a running clock, but there is an injury. That is one of the places where the clock does stop, and that will impact. So that's why the clock stopped here. There's an injured Warrior. He's going to get helped off the field, and the Quakers will be right back at it. Big week. The first quarter is over academically. The Quakers student athletes and students are beginning their second quarter. They've got another week of school next week. Then we go to fall break, and then as a school we have an e-learning week, trying to give our students student body a chance, depending on if there's travel and things, to have a little bit of time to kind of self-quarantine a little bit. And we've definitely built the resources our faculty has to be able to have that week and really to not see learning diminish at all that week. So we're kind of excited to see what that looks like too. But a busy month of October. We have PSAT testing next week at school as well. So lots of stuff going on. The calendar is full athletically with the sectionals and all of those things, but also full with academics and the pieces that have to happen from 8 to 3 every day so we can have sports.
Yeah, and I think I've mentioned this every week, but the kids, in terms of the coronavirus and how it's impacted stuff, the kids have been great at school. I've never had to, discipline a kid for not having a mask or anything like that. They've been really, it's just not really been an issue with them in terms of having them not do everything we've asked them to do. So I'm really proud of our student body, and they're, as I always am, we have a great group of kids. We got a great faculty and great leadership. And I just couldn't, as a teacher, couldn't be at a better place. Very happy for that.
Well, and you gave the credit to the kids. I'm going to say, yes, the kids have done an awesome job, but teachers have done a great job of leading from the front. It has taken a tremendous amount of work by our entire faculty, from our, the folks in the cafeteria, our custodial staff, the bus drivers, everybody, teachers, aides, everybody, secretaries, everybody is doing a little bit more. Vicki Westfall is out helping get people in the morning. We're getting the cars in at the front circle. We got teachers covering for each other on prep periods. When a teacher is out, because we're a little bit short on subs at times. Man, I'm just super impressed and 0% surprised because we have such an awesome professional staff. But man, it's just great. And I know you and I seem like the biggest cheerleaders for our school, but I think our school deserves that cheerleading for sure. Yeah, for sure. And it's not something that when you go to teacher school, there's not a class or that for any of this stuff. We've had some big challenges, in the last decade or so, things that, like I said, just don't normally happen. And we've every single time something's come down, the pipe, we've dealt with it, and in some ways have come out of things, better than we were before we got in something. I tried to call Butler and see if I got a refund because we didn't have a COVID class during undergrad. They said that was not part of the deal, not part of the package. So, we're going down here below 3 minutes. Again, I'll just kind of set the stage for how both teams will finish their season. Next week, Quakers will travel all the way down to Martinsville and will face the Artesians. That's a 7 o'clock start.
Always a tough game with those guys.
Tough place to play. It's a long bus ride. All those, and they're well coached. They're very tough players. They have a great football tradition going back to Coach Siderwitz and all the things that they've done there. They've had some Mr. Footballs, Earl Hannaford,
Plainfield resident.
Yes. Great. They've had some great running backs. They've had all kinds of really good players throughout the years, and so that'll be a challenge for the Quakers. Then there'll be a bye on the 23rd, and then on the 30th they'll face the winner of Decatur Central and Terre Haute North. The Warriors will host Greenwood next Friday as we wrap up the regular season. Then they will also have a bye on the 23rd, and we'll I'm not sure if that's a home or away for the Seymour Whiteland game, but that'll be their first game of the playoffs in sectional 14.
Traditional punt this time.
No, snap goes over his head. Nichols has time. He can gather it. That's a nice job. Very nice job by him of kind of.
He kept us poised, didn't he?
Yes. I would not have if it would have been me. I'd have had about a 3-yard punt. He was able to change field position a little bit there, and well done by him. And that's a senior player. He's been in some tough spots. And
it was interesting. Job. We haven't had a standard, like you see on TV punt all night, and so it might have been a situation where it was not new to us, but something that we weren't used to doing. We might have been better to. Stay in our other rugby style punt, but then again, that's your starting quarterback and a bunch of other people out there.
Yeah, so Jack Beebe's the long snapper, and you're right, he hasn't had to do that tonight.
Hadn't had to do it tonight, and hadn't practiced it.
So we'll go victory formation here for the Warriors. Again, after tonight, the Quakers will fall to 4-4, 3-3 in the Mid-State Conference, and begin another week of preparations as they get ready to take on the Martinsville Artesians. John, in these last minute here, I just want to say the Quakers won't be home again until the regional. So this might be our swan song together. I appreciate the opportunity to talk football with my friend and colleague, and it's been a great time, and I've really enjoyed it, and thank you for that.
My pleasure. It's been fun for me, too. I think it was something that I don't think either one of us knew we were going to do this, and they just kind of said, hey, here's what's going on, and here you guys want to do this, and that's, sure, sounds like fun. And the guys, the technical staff here has done a heck of a job, like you said, and it's been really fun. You know, it's been enjoyable for me, and I want to thank all the people that have kind of paid us. Hopefully they were being honest, good compliments that we've done a decent job doing this, and it's been a lot of fun.
Both of those people were very nice. I have
Checks in the mail.
a few seconds here. You know, football's been a great sport to me, has treated me and my family so well, and had a chance to play the game and coach the game and watch the game. And, you know, thank you to this game and to the people who have made it special. You know, my dad, my coaches in high school and college, including you.
Thank you.
It's been a great sport. And just for all the people who have a chance to go out and watch high school football games, enjoy the sport, cheer on kids, and remember that coaches and officials and everybody involved in the game are doing everything they can to make it a special game.
Absolutely, and back at you. And as you watch the teams are leaving the field there, and you can see that's what it's all about. You know, they're out there, and they've had great sportsmanship all night, and really cool to see, even though the Quakers come out of it with a tough loss.
Well, once again, we finish up here at Plainfield with the Warriors on top. Thank you for another great night.
I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Never miss a big game by downloading the IHSAA TV app for free on any device. For your iPhone or Apple TV, check the App Store. On your Android or Android TV device, load up the Google Play Store. Have a Roku or Amazon Fire Stick? We have the app for you. Check us out on Facebook Live, Twitter, or YouTube Live by searching for IHSAA TV. Or as always, click to ihsaatv.org